Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We're live again with this week's mystery tool bag giveaway. And last week, if you joined us, the rules are pretty simple. You just log into the chat on the sidebar, like I see a bunch of you who are already logged in, and just be present to win at 10:15 p.m. Central Time. We're going to pull a random name of all the participants in the chat, and the winner will have 1 minute to make him or herself known that you're still in the chat, and we will ship the prize anywhere in the continental United States. It's that simple. In the meantime, we're going to join by special guests, and we're going to have a great question and answer period. And join the chat, ask questions, be part of the fun. And I will introduce first, you know him, you love him. You've seen him here regularly. Welcome, Cass Nichols from Speed Range.
And the crowd goes wild.
Wild.
Can I introduce our next guest?
Please do.
Please do. He's my Mac guy. He's our number one tool rep on Thursdays. Please welcome Kyle motherfucker Jones.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, Kyle?
Oh, not too much. How you doing?
Good. Do you feel famous yet?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
On this channel, it happens instantly. So
Yes.
Nice. Heck
be
yeah.
prepared to be spammed by Chinese companies.
Oh yeah, we'll get all kinds of like Russian girls wanting to marry you by the end of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
some like free Viagra. You never know, right?
Yeah, I was surprised that last week there wasn't the same kind of solicitations in the chat that we've gotten before by bots that want you to believe there's somebody else.
Those weren't real women?
Strangely, they're not.
Ah,
I know. It hits you right in the old ego, doesn't it?
yeah.
Just when I thought I still had it. All right, anyway, let's say hi to the people.
We got to say hi. So, Kyle, the way this works is Lindsay's going to say hi to like the regulars, and you might know a person in the chat right now. They actually know you. You've met them. You've been to their house. I know for a fact, and it's not me.
Who is it?
You ready? You'll find out in a second. I will keep it a surprise.
All right, as we go down the line, say hi to everyone in the chat. Cass is going to be keeping your names on his list of people he's going to draw from later on. First, we have Sergio from Huaso HVAC. Good to see you, Sergio. Thank you again. He's a good regular viewer of mine and Jude's, and a great guy. Always very active in the chats. Leaves good comments on our video. So thanks for joining in tonight. Brian Stewart, of course. He's a Mako guy from the cold, frigid north of the United States. Good to see you, Brian. Chris Chambers is here. He's here for the free tools. Of course, aren't we all? Daniel has joined us. Power Stroke Jude is here. Bocce's Blankets and More from the great state of Rhode Island, but now residing in, is it San Marcos? New Braunfels, Texas. Who else? Christian is here. Hey, Christian. Chris Hasdis, good to see you. Don Gilliam, good evening, sir. East Coast Ken, that's last week's winner, is here. Good to see you again, Ken. Thanks for joining us. And because Ken won last week, he is ineligible to win again, but always happy to have his participation in the chat. Dave All Day is here. He says he's present for presents. Anyone else that I missed so far? Cajun Coin Hunter, of course. Hey, Cajun and Jonathan Sherwood.
He's the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, he is.
Cajun Coin Hunter.
Yep. Nick Yeager. Hello from Lubbock. Well, hi back to you from Austin. Our good friend Anthony GM85.
What's up? What's that? He's Tony from HR. Is what we're gonna call him. His new name is Tony from HR.
Hello, Jonathan Sherwood. Good to see you. All right,
I'm just writing names down right now. If you're expecting me to do something right now, I'm writing names down.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will let people jump on the chat and start saying hello. Ed, the old tech guy, just checked in. Toot to Biggie Fitz. He's on board. Good to see you.
Where is Anthony GM85? How in the hell did I miss Anthony?
Oh, he's here. You checked in up here?
I'm so far behind. I'm ahead. So how was the truck today, Kyle? Was the AC working nice?
It was working pretty good.
That's the only thing with your truck I haven't worked on.
Yeah. It was hot out there today for sure.
Well, it's going to get worse next week. So
I know.
You know what, Lindsay? You need to stop bringing that shit up. All
Well,
right? We know that it's happening. We know that it's happening. We don't need to know it all.
It's going to put your handiwork to the test on Kyle and my trucks.
That is true.
I haven't worked on the AC on Kyle's truck yet. Yeah.
But yeah, sure did on mine. So we'll.
Is it working still?
Yes.
Is it blowing cold?
Yes, it is.
That's good.
Just the way I like it.
I feel like we have more people. We either have more people tonight or they're just all here at one time.
Well, word gets out. Oh, did we miss?
Glad we didn't do bingo balls right now. I feel like I would have written down about 9,000 names.
Let's not miss Steven. Hello, Steven.
I got Steven.
Okay.
Steven. Jonathan Sherwood. I am pretty sure I got. Christian, I got. Cajun Coin Hunter. Ed, the old tech guy. We're just going to put Ed. I don't know how many Eds you know that are watching right now.
None other ring a bell.
Shannon Dickinson. We got Shannon.
There's Shannon. And Brian says, mine will freeze you out. I'm assuming you're talking about your AC, but you live up in, Penguin land there, so it's always pretty cold, isn't it?
Christopher Ryan.
What's the high temperature in the summertime with there? Like 46 Fahrenheit? Mid-Atlantic Tools is here.
All right. We'll do a reading of the names here. Oh, let's do it in at the 30-minute mark. We'll read the names so people, if they didn't hear their name, they can hear their name some more.
Okay. And Christopher Ryan. Good evening, Chris.
All right. You already covered the rules that we'll be giving away a mystery prize worth the teens of dollars. And I'll draw your name from this Wheel of Doom.
The drawing will happen at 10:15 p.m. Central Time, so stick around. You have to be present to win, and you have a minute after we draw your name to give us the high sign that you're still in the chat. In the meantime, let's kick it off with peppering Kyle Jones with some questions. If you just joined us and don't know who Kyle is, this is Kyle Jones from the Austin, Texas area. He is the unfortunate Mac franchisee that took over my route when I hung it up with Mac and went independent.
That's a true story. These guys are competitors. We were going to have a death match tonight, but we couldn't really fit it into our schedules. So instead, we decided to go on YouTube and just end our lives that way.
It is, but Kyle's too nice, so I'm going to hug it out with him if we have to.
There.
Kyle's awesome, dude. I'll tell you this. I would not have even suggested bringing Kyle on if I didn't think that people would like it. You know what I mean?
Oh, for
we
sure.
didn't call the other guy. The other guy's not on here. We brought Kyle on. We brought Kyle motherfucking Jones on.
That's right.
If anybody can name that movie for 5 meaningless points, let me know. But, all right, Kyle, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Kyle and I are pretty good friends. We've hung out a couple times. We went to the races together. I've got to work on his stuff, but, we're pretty good friends. We've caused some mischief a time or two in the Austin metropolitan area. And I'm really happy to have him on. Kyle, first off, I got a question for you. Actually, first off, we got to say thank you to all the men and women, past and present, in our military service. Thank you for doing what you do every day. So from me and everybody on the panel tonight, to all of you, thank you very much for your service. We greatly appreciate it. And without them, we couldn't have such a stream like this.
All right. You want to kick off the questions with Kyle, Cass?
Yeah, I don't really have any questions like I did last week with Jude, but Let's just go right out there.
Sure.
Kyle, what was your initial impressions of selling tools whenever you started the business? Whenever you started your business, what was your initial impression of it? Because I know you've been in sales before and you've done some other things. I kind of know your background.
Yeah.
Not everybody else knows your background, but what was your impression whenever you're like going to these shops and you're selling tools to the guy and you're like, ooh, is this for me? I mean, were those feelings you had, or were you just like, man, this is better than what I've done in the past?
Yeah, no, I will agree. I think I thought it was a better fit for me. I did notice pretty quickly that guys and girls, they love their tools and they're very passionate about them. So that was a little bit surprising because coming from my background, I didn't use very many tools coming up, but it's been great.
Good deal. All right, you need to point the fan away from you, though.
Oh, the fan?
Yeah, the fan's killing your mic.
You can't hear it no more?
You're in and out. It's like I ordered off of like a really bad, like a fast food menu, like in the middle of the night. It's killing you, man. The fan's getting you.
Let me turn the fan off. I'll be back.
Okay. Pat
so what
CB
Kyle said
on.
is he really likes selling tools to Cass because Cass is his favorite customer. Hands down, favorite customer. That's what Kyle said.
Cass, a very good one, for sure.
All right, Pat CB jumped on the chat. Hello,
yep,
Pat.
I got Pat there. So yeah, whenever you get a new tool salesperson, you're always hoping they're not so corporate that you can't work with them. You know what I mean? And like your first day, whenever you met me, you had the area rep was with you, and he's the guy that hates Lindsay. But I don't think you think that guy's with Mac anymore. And so, you came in, you're really easy to deal with, and I really liked dealing with you, the corporate guy. I was ready for him to leave like about 2.5 seconds after he walked into the shop. I was like, get this guy the fuck out of here. I don't want him in here at all. But kind of the way it works though is if you treat us right, we'll treat you right. If I had a guy that was coming into the shop and he was like Mr. High Pressure Sales, Mr. Corporate Sales, all that stuff, and I wouldn't buy anything from him. I just tell him to bounce. But you've been super cool. We couldn't ask for any better. And then, like I said, we asked you, like, what was your initial impression? And you gave us your initial impression first. And then what I would say now is, now that you know what you know from being in business, what have you been a Mac dealer for 3 or 4 years now?
Going on 5.
Going on 5 years. God, that many time flies, So what would you do differently now that you did whenever you started? Is there one change that you would make? You're like, okay, I would do this one thing now versus what I've done, or do you look at it as all the things that didn't work in the past as like knowledge that you learned and it made you better moving forward?
Right. I would say definitely you learn from every day, maybe the one like on the tool truck side is maybe getting more information from the customers at the beginning.
All right. Yeah, because like I said, whenever you first came in there, I'm just like, oh man, I hope this guy is not just so green, like he's just oozing Mac. You know what I mean? You're like, I want that guy gone. It's like Lindsay. Whenever Lindsay showed up, I was kind of like standing on the porch with the shotgun, going like, "Who is this guy? I don't know, but this guy." He turned out all right. I guess we'll let him come by next week. I'll say that.
What a relief.
Yeah, but no, it was good because once because I hate when the and I'll let you answer this, Lindsay. You can answer this question as well. I'll ask y'all both this. So when the corporate guy rides with y'all, is that like the biggest pain in the ass of all time, or what?
It depends on who it is.
I mean, like Kyle, you can nod. You don't have to answer. But Lindsay, since you don't work for Mac anymore, you can answer.
Well, my first district manager was a fantastic guy who The reason he got fired was because I think he thinks a lot like I think, and that is we need to do our own thing our own way. And sometimes you got to go outside the boundaries a little bit in order to be more effective at doing business, because franchise rules are very constrictive. Some companies more than others, but there were some pressure points with Mac that I did not like, and that ultimately did in my district manager when I started. The guy that replaced him with was a total jackass, and he made it extremely difficult to do any work at all. And he wanted to treat me like an employee. And it wasn't just me, it was other dealers too. So there was constant friction there. And I don't know how many times I had to tell him, I don't work for you. Yeah, I'm not your employee. Stop treating me like one. I'm an independently owned and operated franchisee, and you have to treat me like your customer, because I am. And I think there was enough friction between all the dealers that he eventually quit to or got fired. I don't know, Kyle, maybe but it's not usually a good thing when the corporate guy's around, in my opinion. Kyle, what do you think?
I agree. I think a lot of the customers shy away whenever they see another corporate or whatnot with the regular distributor like me and Lindsay. They don't like it, I think.
I can tell you right now, it's not a thing. We don't like it. So we got a new Snap-on guy recently, and great guy, right? He's a really super nice guy, and basically he just assumed our old Snap-on guy's route. He was able to just kind of blend in, but since he was the new Snap-on guy, they had to send Snap-on corporate people out. So you got all these like corporate people there. And some of the corporate people I know just from over the years, I mean, I've been in the same area for 27 years. So it's not like I'm new to the area. I mean, like the corporate people are typically the same ones. So we had new corporate people, and they're like, well, who are you? And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm the one, you're at my shop. I'm asking you these questions, not the other way around. Like, who are you? Like, do you get to stay? I don't know. We'll decide. So, no, but it's just like, God, man, you just like every time I got a new tool guy, you got to break him in. You're like, ah. But it was real easy. You two guys were good. Actually, I was working for another shop whenever Lindsay started coming around. And then Travis and I were working together whenever Kyle came around. So, and Kyle, like I said, was really easy to get along with. But, some of the other guys, maybe not. But, all right, Lindsay, I'm sure you have a question for Kyle. Like, do you have are they still doing this at Mac, or, do you have another question?
Well, I know things changed a lot at Mac. Since I had gave up my franchise. And have you seen any movement, Kyle, with the Craftsman brand for Stanley? Do you know if that's coming into the lineup, or is that something that they're still kind of keeping at arm's length?
They're still keeping that at arm's length. I remember them at least letting us know that it came under the Stanley umbrella, but I have not seen any movement on my truck or any other Mac truck out there.
That's a bummer, because I know that there was a lot of hope for some future of that brand.
But as a tech, I don't want a Craftsman tool truck running around.
But I always thought, what do you think on this one, Kyle? Because I remember when Stanley bought Craftsman, I had a conversation with somebody at Mac about that. I said, is there any plans to bring that brand onto the trucks? They said, no, we want to leave our premium names on the truck. My initial thought was, then why are we selling Expert?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it does seem like a kind of a conflicting message there. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I'm with you. I don't know any answers though, because they haven't said anything other than it's just come underneath Stanley.
Gotcha. Well, Brian Stewart has a question for you. He asks, what's your rule on warranty for Mac products? His Mac dealer won't warranty anything unless it's been bought from him.
That's not the way I run it. If I'm doing business with you and you have something that needs to be warrantied out, then I'm going to take care of it.
Man, I find that's the only way to be. And, Cash, from your perspective, or for anyone in the chat who's a customer on a tool truck, you tell me if it's You tell me if that's good
if
for
my
the
tool
future
guy,
of the tool guy.
I'll tell you what. Well, hold on a second. I wouldn't say my tool guy. If we had like a franchise tool truck or any tool truck come in and they wouldn't warranty a tool that under their like a brand under their umbrella, I would just tell them don't bother coming back. It doesn't, it's not gonna work out for us. It's like a bad girlfriend. It's just not gonna fit. It's time for you to go.
Right.
So.
All right, let's take a quick break here and get caught up. Misfit Garage has just joined us. Good evening, Misfit Garage. Good to see you. And Jacob Frederick has joined us.
So I learned of something very cool. I'm gonna dispel some knowledge on both of y'all here in just a second.
Yeah, and Brandon from BS Small Engines is here. Oh, and joining us now, live on the panel. You know him, you love him. All the way from the west coast of these United States of America. Welcome, Power Stroke Jude. Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing? I can't stay on too long today. I wanted to pop on the panel real quick just so I can disqualify myself from the raffle. So there I am disqualified. And just pick a $15 to $20 fastback, Lindsay, something like that.
You want one for each bag?
I'm gonna do something different every week.
Okay.
So like last week we did the Mayhew Pry bars. Tonight I'll do the fastback, and I'll pick something else, and around the same price range next week.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem at all. Hey, Kyle, man, my name's Drew. It's very cool to meet you, dude.
Very nice to meet you also.
Yeah, you seem like a real cool cat, man. I wish I could deal with you, man. I wish I was out in Texas.
Heck yeah, come on down.
Oh man, are you kidding? The rest of California's already beaten me there.
That is true.
Oh, that is true.
Very
There's
true.
still room for you, Drew. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, keep them room
we
for me.
let Lindsay and Baji come in. Of course, we would let you come by.
I know. Once they let us in, they kind of have to let Californians in.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know if y'all know who this guy is, but I found out something interesting today, and I'm gonna prop a YouTube channel. I've never met the person before, but it's a guy called Mean Mug Pistons. He's got a YouTube channel, but I think he does a TikTok or Instagram or something like that. But he takes carves out like faces and stuff like that. But he's got a deal called Mean Mug Pistons. Now y'all may know him, maybe a bad guy, don't know. But we're just gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Mean Mug Pistons? No.
All right, Lindsay, do you know who I'm talking about? He could be on your route. Kyle, have you heard of Mean Mug Pistons?
I have not.
Oh man, y'all gotta look it up. Now, YouTube not real big, but you gotta look at what he's got on Mean. Lindsay, pull it up. Pull it up. You have the ability to show this.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I gotta represent real quick. Hold on. Sorry. I could have done this for the get-go.
There you go. We're teaming up on Lindsay here.
I should have. Sorry, Lindsay. I don't have a Coil Tools hat.
Well,
I don't know why, dude. There's only 3 of them
there
sitting
is
behind
a
me
reason
right
for
now.
that.
Nah, but I'll represent right there.
Heck yeah.
All right, so Kyle, Jude's got his own color. So he's got his own color. It's called Power Stroke Jude Green.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to become a thing, man. All you tow tracks are going to have to. It's not going to say lime green or whatever, combat green or whatever. From now on, it's going to be PSJG.
Nice.
Check these things out. Tell me that's not cool.
That is pretty cool. I don't know who this guy is.
I'm on my phone. That's awful small for me.
Yeah, me
Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can make this.
Oh, he makes like stuff out of the pistons.
Okay.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's way too much editing here. We have to.
You know what
Man.
those look like? Those things in Hawaii, that you stack the faces on top of each other. What are those called? Totem poles?
Totem poles, yeah. That's
Oh,
pretty
that's
cool.
actually cool with the cigar.
Well, yeah, and that's actually a brass ammo casing.
And he's on your guys' route?
I don't know.
He's in the Austin area. Because my
Oh.
Snap-on guy goes to him.
Oh,
Man, what does he charge for those?
I don't know. We're gonna find out because I'm buying one.
Oh man.
I was kind of hoping Lindsay or Kyle would know so I can get a little bit better of a deal.
I don't know who he is.
I'm kind of a cheapskate if you haven't figured that one out yet. But, all right,
Oh,
so
Ian
we
Lloyd
got-
has
we
joined
got
us.
a- We have a pressing question here from Ed. Hard question, Kyle. Who's got the best tacos? Texas, California, New Mexico, Chicago, or New York?
We have to go with the one I'm most familiar with, and that's Texas.
That's right, baby.
California
right.
does have good ones too. You got a little fish, a little Baja.
Man,
Right?
Bobby Flake can probably make a pretty good taco.
Right.
But I don't know, man. The best coast, I mean West Coast, we got a variety of all foods.
Raging Cajun, $5 super chat. Thank you, Raging. Appreciate that. Great to see you on tonight. Thank you for joining.
What's up, Reggie? That's right. Green tools equal money, baby.
So, New York tacos, do those actually have meat in them, or is
No.
that like?
Ian says,
Is
New
it like
York,
rat?
please. New York tacos.
All right, Jude, do you have a question for Kyle? You got anything pressing, Matt, question that you want to ask Kyle, or a question about me? Kyle can answer any question you want.
Oh
Within
man,
reason.
Well,
very very cool. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Lindsay last week about the knuckle savers. Do you move many of those? Because I know, I mean, they're a badass wrench. I just know they're a bit pricey.
they are. I'll be straight up. I don't sell as many as those as the Precision Torque. Are you familiar with the Precision
Oh
Torque?
yeah. I'm getting the two for deal as we speak.
Right. I almost think the case on those Precision Torques really sells itself.
That's what everybody says. I was just saying the same thing last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Lindsay said. Yep.
The Graphico, and they're both great wrenches. I think the knuckle saver is priced. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Uh,
I asked Kyle for like the good buddy price, and he was like, "Yeah, there's not a good buddy price."
Best pricing I can, and that's still
All
sometimes.
right, so I want Kyle. Can I tell the story? You just have to agree with me and say yes, you can, Kyle, or yes,
Yeah.
you can, Cass.
Yes, you can. Yes.
All right. So Kyle, actually, Kyle and I, we hang out every once in a while, and we'll go on the tool truck
Thank
and
you,
we'll
Sheila.
like work on like organizing the truck and see if the sales work. Now, who organized the best? Who
You
was successful with this? That was right.
cast money.
This guy. Cash money. That's right.
Gas money.
No, it's fun, Kyle.
About time it's
We've hung out
Do it again. So when you have some other
Yeah.
free time, you know where the storage is, and we can make it happen.
Yeah. I kind of feel responsible for all the wrenches that you sell now. I mean, I kind of, I pushed the Precision Torque wrenches, and then you were like, "Yeah, that's a good deal, Cass. I think I'm going to carry them." So I'm gonna raise my right hand. I'm gonna turn around, and pat myself on the back.
Well done.
But no, Kyle's a lot of fun. All right, Lindsay, we're at the 30-minute mark. Can we get a review of the rules, and then we're gonna read some names.
The rules are simple. All you have to do to be eligible to win the mystery tool bag is be present in the chat. So when you log in and you're in the chat, Cass is writing your name down. And at 10:15 p.m. Central Time, that's 45 minutes from now, we're going to have a random drawing that Cass is going to have. He's going to pull the name of the winner. And you have 1 minute after we pull the name to let yourself be known. And we will ship anywhere in the continental United States. The prize is a nice nylon tool tote bag with a variety of tools in it. The tools have been sponsored by a number of different people, including Jude and Cass and a few other guys have been contributing to that. So there'll be something in there from a few guys who are helping the cause. And this week's giveaway is sponsored by Diabolical 58. Now, if you win, you'll have to the end of the night to contact me by email. Just shoot me an email at lindsay@coiltools.com and just give me your contact information, your shipping address. And once we get all the freebies collected up and put in the bags, then we'll ship them on out. We might have to wait a little bit for all the donated stuff to come in, but once that happens, we will be shipping it directly to you. There you go.
All right, can we read some names real quick?
Please.
We got Chaka Gillis. If you don't hear your name, please put it up there in the deal. But wait till I finish reading the names, because if we get 500 responses, I'm gonna miss it. Misfit Garage. All right. BS Small Engines. That'd be Brandon. Or you can call them BSSS Small Engines.
Everyone does. BSS Small Engines.
JWC Tech. We have Jacob Frederick. Shannon Dickinson.
Hey, what's up, Shannon?
We have Ed, and we all know who Ed is. Ed, the old tech guy.
You should have put it, hey, everybody.
He was Ed. He was Ed. Hey, everybody. It's Ed, the old tech guy. We have Tony from HR here. Anthony from UMH5.
Tony from HR. I love that.
Mid-Atlantic Tools. We have
Mark.
Bocce from Bocce's Blankets and More. We have PSJ here. But if Jude wins, he gets to pick whomever he wants to give it to.
All right.
No.
That's fine. But don't I have to be present in the chat? Because I'm going to be at basketball practice.
We'll see what. Then you don't win if you don't
All
respond
right.
in a minute.
Oh man.
We have
Someone's going to be texting
Daniel.
me.
Daniel from Daniel. Chris Chambers. We have Christopher Robbins' cousin, Christopher Ryan.
Christopher Robbins.
Nick Yeager, or Yeager, depends on where you're from. We have Brian Stewart. He's a Matco dealer from Wisconsin, Southern Canada. I don't know, somewhere. We have Steven. Anybody know Steven? Steven.
So we've got two tools.
Sergio. Hey, I'll tell you what. Sergio was the first numero uno comment tonight. So Sergio, good luck to you, sir. We're gonna get some more. We have Ian Lloyd, our friend Ian Lloyd.
What's up, Ian?
Yeah, Kevin Avery. Kevin Avery. If I don't say your name right, it's only because I'm stupid. Pat CB. Pat CB. We have Biggie Fitz. Raging Cajun Garage. Joe Shear. We have the one, the only world famous Cajun coin hunter, aka Boo Luquette. We have Don Gillum here. We have Dave all day and night. Our buddy from the Northeast, Chris Hodges. Our buddy from Dripping Springs, the one that Kyle knows, Christian. That's Robert's little brother, Kyle.
Yeah, there. What's up, Christian?
And
Chris is
then
a
we
good
have
kid.
my new favorite name, Wise Ass Clips. So there you go. If you did not hear your name,
We also have Greg Blau. Just
Greg
popped up.
Blau. Yes, Greg. I'm sorry. Yep.
Good to see you, Greg.
If you did not see your name, please contact Lindsay and let him know.
All right. Are we all caught up with any questions on the
Oh
chat?
no, we
are.
got more names here. Troy
Oh.
Eisenhard.
Hey, Troy, good evening. Thank you so much for jumping in.
All right. Wise ass Cliff is there. Yes, that's me. I like it, sir. I like it.
All right,
Or
Kyle,
man.
you have a question
Sorry, I'm going
from
with sir.
East
We'll go with
Coast
sir.
Ken. Ken's asked,
Eek.
how many body work tools do you carry on the truck, and do you stop by many body shops?
Ken, I can count as many body shops with 2 hands. So I don't go by a ton of body shops, but I try to carry as many tools as I can.
Now, is that by design, or is that just the way?
No, I feel like I have been getting more involved with body shops, so I've been trying to bring more on the truck, as I go. What about you, Lindsay? What's the percentage you have?
Very small. The only body shops I go to, there's only, I think, 2 collision shops I go to. One of them is Dripping Paint out in Dripping Springs,
Right.
and the other is well, shoot, that might be the only collision shop I go to. And then I go to some custom shops, but I kind of shied away from them because they tend to have a very high turnover rate.
They do.
And what happens in this line of work is, because we extend so much credit to people, if they're gone out of a shop, then we are generally forgotten about, and so is their debt to us. So we have to stay active and stay on guys and try to call them, text them, try to find them somewhere. Maybe we'll run into them somewhere. So I tend to shy away from body shops in general.
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to go ahead and head out. But Kyle, it was great to meet you. Cass, Lindsay, man, thanks for having me on again. And everyone in the chat, good luck tonight. If I name happens to get pulled, somebody get in touch with me in 30 seconds. And if I'm able to get on, whoever got in touch with me, that'll be the name I pick. All right. Good luck, everyone. Good night.
Thanks, dude.
All right, take it easy, guys.
See ya.
Always
All
good to see
right.
Jude.
So,
Jude.
Jonathan Sherwood, I don't know how I missed your name, but I missed it. But I got you in the drawing now.
Now you're in.
Now you're in. And I'll give one more reading at the top of the hour. And a reading of the names. But I'm gonna try to keep everybody that's commented after I stop talking kind of separate, so we can go like. I got Matthew in there. He's in there.
Matthew, smello, back to you, Matthew. And JWC Tech likes the Mac RBRT wrenches for the win.
Yeah.
How have those been moving for you, Kyle?
Sure. Yeah, these are real nice. I just got the smaller set in like maybe 2 weeks ago. I think they were on a little back order delay, like lots of stuff, but they've been good.
Good.
Cass is going to get the whole line pretty soon, I think.
Well,
Probably. Look, I mean, come on. Well, let's be honest. There's 2 things I'm not pushing away from: a tool truck and a buffet. All right, I'm not tapping on either.
Well, Brandon has a question for you too, Kyle. He says, what's the best oil filter wrench for smaller oil filters? He works in power sports on ATVs and stuff. Most of the time, he get an oil filter off easier, but he had a toughie last night. What would you recommend for maybe a smaller filter?
Lindsay, he might have got me on that one. What?
I'm thinking maybe one of the cup filters on the
Cup
end.
filters, right?
They tend to run smaller sizes, I'm guessing.
Or the claw.
The claw, yeah,
Yep,
of course.
that's a
The
good
little 3-leg claw.
because it's able to rotate and
Yep.
grip.
Or you can just have a hand like mine and
Yeah, I don't know why you're talking about buying wrenches. You certainly don't need them with your mitts.
yeah. Well, Brandon needs the wrench. Brandon doesn't have the claw. But no, I would say
So
if it's easy access oil filter, you want to get the plier style oil filter, like the plier style oil filter wrench, or a strap wrench, a small strap wrench. The claw works good, but the only thing I like about the claw is sometimes when it's really tight, you destroy the shit out of that thing. And the good news with the pliers type or the strap wrenches, you can get closer to the base of the oil filter, like the part that attaches to the block, and that's where you want to be. That's where you want to try to turn it from, because that's where you're going to apply the most force to. Right when you're out on the edge, you're losing your ability to. You're like forcing leverage out there on the outside of the filter. You're also twisting the filter, so you're losing power on that. So if you get closer up on the filter where that metal ring is, you can really get on there and just crank the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
That's how I put them on. Whenever I put oil filters on, I tighten them. I'm just like hanging off with them, pulling on them.
The
That
metal.
way, the next guy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I like how Kyle brought the guide with us.
Catalog. Man.
The
Man
catalog.
came
Lindsay's
prepared.
gonna want that later, so it'll appear on the video. He's like, I can't believe Mac and their prices.
I got the RBRT in my catalog. I got my new flyers coming out next week, guys. So up.
All right, we'll be doing some videos.
Do you want me to get Kyle to give you some flyers every month so you can have some video material?
Give me some advanced copies.
I know, guy. What can I say?
Well, Baja Automotive has joined us. If you didn't see him, Kaz, he's in now. Yeah, $500 accounts for most people. If the guy skips town, $100 will get him in court. Yeah, it's not worth going to court over the debts on a tool truck, because the way it works in Texas, at least, is you can file a claim against somebody and they'll go to court and they'll lose because we have all the documentation. But the court is not a collection agency, and they do not require anyone to actually pay the finding against them. So it's it's all that for nothing. So it's really not worth it. I think that's why the onus has always been on the tool guy to do his very best at developing and maintaining good relationships with his customers. And, don't be afraid to say no every now and then, or to closely manage somebody's account so that so that you minimize the number of skips. We're going to get it. This is part of the business. But Kyle, what do you find to be kind of the biggest challenge in maintaining those relationships and managing people's accounts?
Yeah, because that's the most frustrating part of this gig, I think, is the ones that do skip out, right? I tried to just keep the new ones to a certain dollar amount, maybe, and then talk a lot of the coworkers and get some back history, just kind of learn about the customer as much as I can before I get too far into it.
Do you have a policy for starting them out on an account? Do you limit the credit line, or maybe do you wait a certain period of time for a new customer to establish credit with them?
I should do more, and I think that's a good thing.
The same way,
right? I mean, it's one of those things. I wanted to trust and believe everybody what they say, but being in it for 5 years by myself and running another truck, they look me straight in the eye, and then the next thing I know, they're gone. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. But it's frustrating at times, but I just hope, and I know everybody watching this, I'm sure, is great with their tool guys, right? And I just wish they would all be like that.
Hey, none of y'all ever tell me no. Why is that?
Because you.
I feel like I'm kind of the opposite side. Like, y'all lean on me, like, oh, it's okay. Cass will be around. Like having a bad week. Let's go see Cass. You're like, ah.
I think a really good sign. A really good sign is when you have a guy who, let's say he's just been, let's say you've known him for years. He's always solid with his payments and never a problem. He's a good guy. Have a really good relationship. And this just happened to me just the other day. I don't know, for years I've been doing business with one guy. He's a solid, $50 a week, no problem, but he never runs up a real high balance. Solid guy. He's your ideal customer. And he says to me, I was thinking of buying some more stuff. How much credit do I have with you? And I said, how much do you want? Right. Yeah. I mean, that's not even a question. Your credit is good with me. We can make anything work with you. And those are the guys you love them like nobody else, because they care as much about our business as they do about how they do business, and that means the world.
That means a lot. That's exactly very well said. Yes.
All right, are we?
So, is there anything on your truck I couldn't buy? I shouldn't even ask that because I pay in cash most of the time,
including the truck
of course
itself.
not. We'll sell you whatever.
I mean, the whole thing. What you want?
Right.
Yeah, Kyle's
I'll
trying
call
to
an
sell
Uber
me
to get
an
home
entire
if I have to.
franchise for 4 years.
That's funny.
Homeless to Homestead just joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for popping
Homeless
in.
to Homestead popped in there.
Very good.
So, Kyle, whenever you get a new shop in an area that you've been working, kind of like mine, it's new. Are you ever nervous going there, going like, man, I got to start over with a bunch of new guys? Does that ever bother you? Like, do you have like a mental judo now? How you approach how you're going to go into the shop, what you're going to do? Are you just going to stick with your tried true? Like, I'm going to take some flyers and introduce myself. They tell me to get out, then I'll come back, again and try to crack away at them, or
that's pretty much it. But then if they tell me get out, maybe on the third time, I'm not going back. I'll just go to the one.
What about when somebody tells you to not go to that shop, but you keep doing it, and then finally you're like, "Man, I'm never going back over there again." You remember that?
Oh, I do.
I'm kidding.
I know.
Well, Nick Yeager says that he never skipped out on a tool guy, but he's had tool guys skip out on him. They just quit showing up. You have to hunt them down to pay them what I owe or get your tools warranted. Yeah, it's a funny business that way. There are some tool guys who are just terribly unreliable. It goes both ways, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I got a story for y'all. I probably told Lindsay the story. I may have told Kyle the story. So back in, I would say this is probably 1996. My first Mac guy I ever had was this guy. Probably shouldn't name his name. Anyways, he had worked in the industry for a long time, and he had developed this really big cocaine problem. And so he shows up to the shop, and he's introducing himself, and he shakes my hand at least 7 times throughout the entire conversation. Before he says bye, he shakes my hand another 2 times. And so that guy had lasted about 2 months, and then he had snorted his whole inventory up, and he was out of business. And then we didn't have a Mac guy until Lindsay showed up. So from 1996 to whenever it was.
Oh my God, really? 2016.
Wow. Yeah.
Holy
moly. All right, so another story. So I haven't had a Matco guy since 1998. And I just stepped on a Matco truck for the first time since 1998 today.
Wow. How'd it feel?
I felt dirty. I'm
Did he have one of their new Italy carts on there?
Is that thing that's like a mini toolbox?
Yeah, it's like a small cart. Brian can weigh in on it. It's a smaller cart made by Beta, who's a European tool.
No. He had like a Matco cart on there. Maybe I can get some pictures or something with that. I don't know. He was a nice guy, but I feel kind of, this sounds terrible. Why the hell would I buy rebranded tool truck rebrand tools from all of y'all? I mean, I get Lyle the same price y'all get it for. Like, what the hell would I buy from y'all? I'm kidding. I'm only
We're trading on our good looks and sparkling personalities here.
Yeah, no, he was a super nice guy, and I look forward to having some more time to talk to him and gather some information from. All right, another question for Kyle. So, Kyle, when are we going to do the tool truck tour?
What does it consist of?
The tour of your tool truck.
Oh,
when are we going to film it for the YouTubes? Because your video, JWC Tech has said your video with the Mac toolbox with the foam is on fire, and I'll tell you what the analytics say on this video. And so my channel is not incredibly popular, and that's fine. I'm not looking to gain any notoriety, but your video is the best video I've ever done, and it's got like 2,100 views, which for a guy with 210 subscribers, pretty good.
It's pretty good.
The watch time's like 297 hours. I'm kidding. It's not 297. That's a joke. Lindsay's like, the hell with that. I had a video that had 500,000 views with
I'm
297
gonna do a
hours.
truck tour with Kyle. Post on my channel.
Don't you be cutting into my ground, Lindsay, or I'll cut you.
Cass, answer the question whenever you're ready. We can make it happen.
All right. So does that mean I got to come help you organize the truck first before we do it?
It would make it look better.
I say we do it when you got all the stuff on there because it is really full. Now Kyle doesn't have the biggest truck in the world, but he's got the fullest truck. Stuff per square inch, Kyle got you covered.
All right, let's take a break here for a second. Go over some rules at Jonathan's request. Good idea, Jonathan. Thank you. The rules of tonight's giveaway are very simple. All you have to do is be present in the chat to have a chance to win. And when you join in the chat and let yourself be known, Cass will write your name down on a slip of paper. We're going to put them in a twirly ball of doom, and your name will be picked from all that get entered in there. If you're the winner, you have 60 seconds to give us the high sign and let us know that you're still in the chat. And then you can send me an email at lindsay@coiltools.com with your contact information and shipping address, and we will ship to you a nylon tool tote bag with a variety of tools in them, all free to you. And it might
and other things.
Yes, other things too. And it might take a week or two to get that to you. We still have some donated items that are coming in. So as those roll in, we'll get them packed up. And once the bag is complete, we'll ship that out. We'll ship anywhere in the lower 48 contiguous United States. Pretty simple.
And maybe California. I don't know. I haven't decided on that one yet.
That's right. We'll consider them mistakes.
Kidding.
Doing that, I can get you a couple things. When he's shipping it out?
Whenever we get all the stuff all gathered up. So anytime in the next few weeks. We're doing this for the month of June. So
Okay, good.
We'll start shipping them probably in 3 weeks.
I'll get something to cast next
Okay.
Thursday.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Very nice.
You
He's gonna
let's
send
see.
like some flyers, like a dirty paper towel roll.
No.
Well, Brian wants to know if the tools are resellable because I'm sure he wants to stock his truck with them.
Only good stuff, right?
That's right. Only send stuff I can sell.
So, Tarek, I entered you twice in the drawing, but I left it blank. You know what I mean? So it's invisible ink.
So if we draw nobody, we know Tarek won.
Yes.
2 Alpha Tools has just checked in. Thank you for stopping.
I will. Golly, there's a ton of people. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. Next week's video may be sponsored by Tarek and T6 Tools.
Oh, outstanding. Well, we're getting some new folks jumping in. Roberto Marine is in. Good to see you. Or Marin. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Jake Chef is here. It's a good crew. We got a bunch of folks who all logged in and watching. So thank you all for showing up. Stick around because we'll be doing.
I've already gone through like half a notepad here, so
we'll have to bulk up on notepads. We'll be doing the drawing at 10:15 p.m. Central Time. So 22 minutes from now.
18 minutes.
18 minutes. I can't do math.
18
Clock
minutes.
math is difficult.
Clock math.
Yeah. All right, let's get caught up in all the chat
Kyle,
questions.
Are you having a good time on the stream tonight so far?
Oh yeah, no, this is a great time. I appreciate you guys having me on.
It's a little bit disorganized. We're not going to ask you to leave yet, but we will ask you to leave. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, but no, thank you for coming on. It's been a lot of fun. But please stay with us through the end of the drawing at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. Thank you for
all right, let's just get caught up in the chat here. See if anyone's asking any questions or anything we need to get caught up on. Well, Brian says the beta carts look like they'll break in cold weather. They make these carts that I sold one time to a guy who was here from. Well, he used to be involved in Formula One out in Europe, and he really liked these carts, and they're very small, strangely small carts. And the thing is with these are the shelves will kind of telescope and collapse, and you can fold the handles in so you can put this thing on a truck and drive it around. So as the race teams go location to location, it's easier for them to pack their tools up. But I agree with you, Brian. This is an extremely light duty cart. I would never in a million years want anyone to put anything in it that has any kind of real weight to it. I mean, you could put some bulkier stuff in the bottom where it was a deeper compartment, but I thought they were extremely lightweight. And for the money, I was shocked that anyone would buy them. I think this cost over $800. It was just way too much money for what he was getting, but he wanted it, so he got it.
We have some questions for Kyle in here, by the way. Directed questions at Kyle.
Are they in the chat?
Yep.
Oh, Sergio asks, how do you feel about random HVAC guys buying tools from you?
Hey, I'm all for it. Anybody I can help, I would like to do it.
Name of the game.
Kyle likes the money that folds.
And the HVAC,
Just remember that.
I was in the HVAC game for a little bit, so I know a little bit about that. So that's good.
You have any word on when the new catalog is coming, Kyle?
The actual catalog or flyer?
Yeah, no, the catalog.
I don't know.
They don't print those very often.
No, this one has been running for almost 5 years. The one we're on.
Yeah. I only ever had one when I was a Mac dealer. They never printed a new one. They must be expensive to put out, is all I can think.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry I interrupted you earlier, Lindsay. I apologize.
That's okay.
Inconvenience.
That's right. JWC Tech asks, what are the best-selling RBRT sets besides the wrenches?
I would say the probably the Hex, the ones they originated with. That's what they started with, was the Hex design, and there's some very nice kits on those, metric standard. And then after that, the Torx have gained a lot of ground. But they also make master sets of all of them. So if anybody's interested, look at your dealer or online. You can get them through Mac.
Bahaha Automotive says, my mobile detail and PDR guy loves those beta boxes. That's interesting. That's interesting. I think that for the money, I just can't believe there aren't better alternatives, because Pat CB asked if that's the tool trolley. Yes, that's exactly what that is. They are popular in Europe. I don't know what the other options are in the European markets for stuff like that, but I'm sure they cost less in Europe. I'm guessing they do. I'm guessing part of the cost in the U.S. is the export cost for those. All right, let's see what else we got to get caught up with here in the chat.
What's the oldest tool that each of you own, which you still use today? I don't know. I would probably say I have some snap-on ratchets that are pretty old that I still use. A lot of my stuff I bought new, though. I started in '96, so probably between '96 and 2000 is when I probably bought my original first bulk of hand tools. So somewhere in there, but I have some stuff that was made in the 70s and 60s and 50s and 40s and stuff like that. But
all right, Ken asks, new tech to the career field. Kyle's top 5 tools. He's trying to sell them. Go. The new guys.
Oh, got me off guard a little bit. I would say precision torque wrenches. I like the expert sockets, how they come on the tray and they're all right there for them. Nice, not too large cart, right? Start off not going in debt, $8,000-$10,000. A set of the anti-vibrant, real nice through Mac, and then some of the American-made screwdrivers.
Good choices. Yeah, those hammers are very good hammers.
They are.
Always like those.
High vis, green.
He does like falsetto, so that could be.
So Misfit
breaking
Garage
up.
has a question. As tool truck drivers, does it bother you when someone that isn't on your route calls from the number on your truck or approaches you at some random place asking about having you add them to your route? Kyle, what do you think?
Nothing. What? It's so funny.
It doesn't bother me if they're in there, like if they see me that close working in my territory, correct? I would think it doesn't bother me too much. What about you?
It doesn't bother me, but I'm so choosy about who I take on as a new shop. I normally would be inclined to say no. But what happened to me 2 weeks ago was I was at one of the city service centers, and the city of Austin has, I don't know how many service centers they've got, but they got a bunch of them. And I've been servicing a few of them for many years. And I was at the one that services fire engines and ambulances. And while I was there, like 6 guys I've never seen before pop on the truck. But they're all wearing the city uniforms, and they don't look new. You know, they look like they've been around a little bit. So they're introducing themselves, and they say, we're at the radio install and communication shop just down the road. Do you want to come by?
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, I will. Like if 6 guys get on the truck and all ask me to come by for a city shop, yes, I will find the room to do that in my route, because the best thing for any tool guy is to find a shop that's got a high concentration of technicians. Like what you don't want, you don't want to go to 10 shops that have 1 guy each. You want to go to one shop that has 10 guys.
Right.
And if that happens, yes, I'll make the room to go. So I know they're working for the city. They're making pretty good money. They have solid jobs. They don't have a revolving door. The guys are probably going to be there for a while. And I know they've got at least a dozen guys in the shop. Yep, I'm going. So I just started doing that last week.
Nice. Yeah. Those city shops are nice.
Well, they're great. And then Ed asks you if you would sell to do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah, I definitely will. It's one of those things like Lindsay, you know, maybe you just won't extend a ton of like credit, but almost give them a good deal, you know, cash and carry.
Yeah.
Right. Sell them something that they need, and then they have your contact. So if they ever need to warranty or anything like that, give you a call within the next week, you know, maybe make it happen, meet up.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way I would do it too. I don't think it would be a regular stop for me.
Right.
But and I think as long as they know that, they can be pretty good with it.
Right.
Yeah.
They have the contacts. If they need something or they need something warranted, it might not be the next day, but you know, within a week, I would say maybe.
We've had that before at the old shop. We had guys come in and they would, they were guys that would either they were like do-it-yourselfers, or maybe they worked on like they had like a race car and they would need to go and they would, you know, like they wanted to get their torque wrench calibrated or something like that. They'd always meet like the Snap-on guy or whomever at the shop, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, it wasn't a normal. And so usually what you'd see is, like, you know how like on y'all's software, I don't know how it works on all y'all's software, but you know how like you got like the name of the shop and then like all the guys that work there, but then there's like some random names that you've never seen before. Oh yeah. So then, but then you know who they are. Like, oh, that's Don from down the road. You know, he's working on his old Nova, or you know, that's like, you know, Pat from up the street. You know, like that does that. So
yeah. So, no, somebody out in Dripping Springs, your part, Cass. I think he's bought every single line other than the wrenches on the RBRT. Every single one.
Well, now he's got to buy the wrenches.
He does. He hasn't. I hadn't seen him in about a month, so I don't know if he knows I have the wrenches.
Well, Misfit said that he asked because he never had a Mac dealer, and he was randomly at a 7-Eleven. The Mac truck was getting gas. He said, I felt weird, but I just went and introduced myself and gave him my card. You know, don't feel weird doing it. No. If every tool guy gets approached by people, you know, at gas stations, or I've made sales at red lights.
Right.
I mean, it happens. So never feel weird doing that.
I will have quick story. I remember I was driving the underneath the for the first year. I was getting back to the storage unit, and this guy's holding a pack of 20s out the window, telling me to pull over. like pulled over. He was like a big electric truck or something. So I did, and he bought like a Power Pro, everything. That's funny. It was-
Oh, well, actually,
Everybody's out there. If that was funny. The truck's gonna pull over.
yeah, speaking my
Oh,
language,
man.
pull right over. Man, that happened to me once years ago when I was still dealing Mac. I'm driving down the highway going into my territory, and some service truck. When I was on the highway, pulls up, going 65. The guys are
Mm-hmm.
waved me over. I pulled over, and I guess they were doing some high tension power line installs, and they left some tools behind, and they needed to bulk up. They needed some socket sets and some big half drive stuff, and
Yeah.
so I sold. I think it $400 or $500 in a whack right there because these guys had to have it.
Yep. They got to have it right then. So
Yeah.
they're paying full.
All right, I want to start folding names.
Uh-oh.
So do we have about 5 minutes to go through here real quick?
We have 10 more minutes till the drawing, so go right ahead.
All right. So we have two alpha tools.
While you do that, we're going to get caught up in the chat. And Bahaha Automotive asks, now that Tecton has finished overhauling their tools, would you consider pushing them as entry-level tools? I built a Tecton service cart and love the sockets and wrenches.
Dick Chef.
What do you think? Are you familiar with the brand at all?
Oh,
the Tecton stuff?
I am not.
Yeah.
Roberto Marin.
Tecton is a US-based company that they basically OEM or ODM tools out of China, so they're a private label brand. But they build things to their own spec, or they have things built to their own spec. I personally would not consider taking a line on the truck for two reasons. One of them is I've already got a lot of hand tools, and we have a lot of brands already that we rely on and that have very good reputations, and they're known to be pro grade, and there's no problem selling them. So if I were to bring on a competing brand, if I were to bring on another brand for sockets or ratchets or wrenches, there would have to be a compelling value there over the Sunex and gear wrench and stuff that I currently sell. And I don't think Tecton has that. Number two is Tecton doesn't want a dealer network. They're happy selling on their Amazon marketplace, and they don't allow dealers like myself to sign up with them to get an account to buy the tools from them. So even if I could, I probably wouldn't, because there's only so many different brands that we carry.
Pro 666.
And a lot of things that people don't realize is for every new brand that we take on, we have to have a whole logistics chain set up for that company, whoever it is. So it's difficult when we buy so much to our distributors
Bahaha Automotive
to start purchasing from individual companies, because now warranties have to, like as it is, like we can take like a bag or box of stuff and ship it back to a distributor of all
almost
different
the
brands.
Homestead.
I can throw my broken Sunex, gray pneumatic, gear wrench, whatever, Lyle, I can put it all in a box and ship it back to my distributor and get credit for it. Now I've got to set up a separate system just to handle broken stuff from one
Blau.
supplier. And that's an increase in my shipping costs. It's an increase in my logistical management. And you have to be careful. So there would have to be a compelling value there. And I just don't see it with Tecton. As good as they might be, I don't think that they're better than the brands that we currently sell. Yeah, and JWC Tech says Tecton was originally Michigan Industrial Tool. After
Troy
Amazon, they
Eisenhart.
forgot about the little guy. I think so. I contacted them years ago to say, hey, can I be a deal? They said, nope.
Matthew
Okay, that was easy.
Nessus.
Yeah, and Ian says that as a consumer, he'd rather buy Tecton over Gray Pneumatic for ease of warranty. Yeah, that's one downside of Gray Pneumatic. They don't allow you as a consumer to deal with them directly for warranty replacements. That's why you have to, make sure that you get educated about what that procedure is for everything that you're buying and the different brands. That is the one downside of Gray Pneumatic. If you're dealing with a dealer, then we can just send it to our distributors because we deal with the distributors. We don't deal with the Gray Pneumatic directly.
Can we let Justin Elliott know that he's in time for the drawing? In time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are,
Stuart Moore. Now, look, I'm going to read through these names. If you don't see your name, you got like a couple minutes. The drawing may not happen at an hour and 15 minutes because I've only got about 97 more of these to hold. Wise ass clips. I'm hustling. I promise you, this is as fast as I go. KJ Coin Hunter. Man, I had to. So Robert was working with me today. He was helping me finish up a project because he's going on vacation next week, and so he was helping get everybody set up. Christian, and I was like, "Damn, he's like 3 years ahead of me." I'm like, I'm dragging ass. I'm like, what's going on here? So I'm gonna have to up my game next week. There's no way. Well, he's gonna be gone next week, so of course I'm gonna have him beat for sure. Chris Hodges. I was like, Robert, you're just smoking me today.
Matthew
He was,
Lisa's
right?
asked a very interesting question. Do we carry channel lock on the truck? They are USA made. Yes, they are. Excellent brand. However, their lifetime warranty, it isn't worth the
Joe
paper that
Shear?
it's written on. Give me a moment to see if I can find the email to show you why.
Raging Cajun Garage. The man, the myth, the legend. Diabolical 58. Thanks for joining us. He's the one that's actually sponsoring this little shindig tonight. Pat CB.
All right, let me show you this while you're doing that.
Biggie Fits.
Here is, I'm sorry if you can't see it. It's kind of small because it's from an email that I got from my distributor that, among other brands, handles channel lock.
Kevin Avery.
And it says, all channel lock pliers, wrenches, snips, and drivers are warranted for the material and or workmanship
Ian Lloyd.
to the original owner. Channel lock tools are not warranted as a result of the following: normal wear and tear. Teeth will be rounded. Joint will
Steven?
wobble, causing edges to pass, or nose tips to close improperly. Tips will be rounded. Cutting edges can wear out or be abused. When closed and held up to the light, holes may be seen between the
Dave all
cutting
day.
edges. That is not covered by channel lock. Damage resulting from alterations or tampering. Yeah, no one's going to cover that. We understand that. Damage from contact with hot wires. Again, if you're shorting stuff out, no one's going to cover it. General misuse.
Sergio.
Evidence of the tool not being used for its intended purpose. That's a gray area, and I would never want to be the guy that has to decide for my customer what that is. But here's an interesting lack of maintenance. Evidence that the tool has not been properly stored or cared for throughout ownership.
Brian Stewart.
In breakage from abuse or overload, pliers are deformed from improper use, pry marks on the header handles, evidence of a cheater bar being used. And then it says channel lock will inspect
Nick
and examine
Yeager.
the tool in question to confirm whether the warranty applies. Now, as a dealer, we don't necessarily go directly through channel lock, but our distributors are going to apply that same scrutiny. So I am not a fan of channel lock because of that. They sidestep their entire warranty by saying, basically, if it's broken, don't come to us because we're not going to cover it.
Daniel. Hey, I only got like 20 more to fold right now.
Sorry.
I did. We may get it in. We may not.
So I think there's plenty of other brands
JWC Tech
have high quality pliers and cutters,
small engines, Misfit Garage
that are just as easy to or easier to handle under warranty than channel lock is. Before I go to channel lock, I would go to Netbex or Klein or even Gear Wrench has some pretty decent pliers before I go to channel lock because of that.
All right, I got another 3 coming in here. Bocce, Mid-Atlantic Tools, and Chaka Gillis. Chaka Gillis likes to give the old $2 hollas.
Yep. Did you get Don Gilliam in there?
Yep, Don Gilliam's in there.
Okie doke.
I promise you. I remember saying his name because I probably called him Don Gilliam.
Wise ass clip says, heck, every tool's a hammer. Every tool is a hammer side, folks. And I'm not going to be the guy to sit there and scrutinize your tool. I don't know. It looks like you use as a hammer. I'm not going to warrant it. No,
we got Power Stroke Jude, but I'm going to pull Jude's name out. It's only right. He was the panelist earlier. I got to pull him out. We got Tony from HR. We got to do what's right. So, don't Ed. I got your name written down. Believe it or not, Ed. We got Shannon Dickinson, and we got Jacob Frederick. Now, if you did not see your name, I'm going to tell you right now, HD Pro 66, I got you in there. Jacob Frederick, I got you in there. So, Kevin Avery, I got you in there.
The thing with warranting something through Klein is they're like Gray Pneumatic. They want you to go through a dealer or a distributor, and to the dealers like myself and Kyle, they'll say things like go through your distributor, and they must, under their agreement with Klein, honor the warranty. So if you've gone to them directly and you've had some pushback, they may want you to go through a dealer, which again, not a fan because that's the Gray Pneumatic method of doing it. But if you can handle it, go ahead because it's an excellent brand. Otherwise, and I think they're very good quality.
All right, I'm gonna spin it here.
All right,
soon. How soon?
It's 10:15. We can do it right now.
10:15 on the money.
On the money.
Round of applause. All right, I'm gonna spin it. I don't know how much spinning we're gonna get here.
Here we go, folks. They're not flying out this week.
All right. Well, because there's a lot more of them. So, I should we add the hat? Should I put them in the hat and then jostle them some more, just so
It's
we make sure we
entirely
get
up
a
to you.
good,
It might add another
Good.
random element to it.
a new random element? Next week we'll have Vanna White over here. She'll draw.
Oh,
the
that'd be
name out.
awesome.
How that would.
Fantastic.
Do you think I'd be down for that? I don't know
Sure.
if my wife would though.
Well,
Even Vanna at 60 whatever years old, I would still, Uh-oh, I'm hitting buttons on the computer. We better not do that.
you and the rest of America.
All right, I'm gonna. Yes, I need a bigger container. Man, I really hope I don't put anything. I hope I don't ruin the stream doing this. We're gonna have to put them in the hat here. Oh, I'm doing more stuff here. God, this is not working. God, this is not working. This is America. Oh my God.
It's nice. There's
So
a
I've
newness
spun
to it
them.
every week.
I've spun them. I cannot see anything here. All I know is I got a lot of control somethings or another coming on my screen here.
Well, Brian has
spun 'em.
already declared himself the winner.
It doesn't work that way, Brian, but thanks for playing.
JWC Tech asked me a question last night on Jude's stream. I jumped on and asked folks for.
That
some
wasn't
advice
last night. That was this morning earlier.
Oh my God, it was. You're right. Earlier this morning. I was on Jude's live stream and asked for some input on removing a bearing from a half-inch air impact that I'm fixing. And no, JWC Tech, I have not had luck. I put it in the freezer for a few hours. No luck doing that. I'm about a breath away from asking Cass if he can weld a cross piece onto the inside race so I can punch it out.
Well, it is what it is. I don't know. The hat's kicking my ass right now. You seriously want my help with anything else?
This is probably easier than the hat for someone of your skill.
Yeah, I don't know. I am just like all thumbs right now. If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. I'm sorry.
Oh, and the sponsor of
Whoever
tonight's giveaway, Diabolical, says, I think I get the bearing out. Well, I might just hit you up on that. I know ways to do it, but I'm just not equipped to do. Like if I just weld a piece to cover the inner race, then I just punch it out from the backside. Something like that would work.
All right, they are spun. They are in the hat.
Oh,
I'm gonna
look,
do
your
them
hat's
all.
almost not big enough.
Like I'm gonna toss them like pasta. Toss them like pasta.
I'll update you on the scope screw in a minute, Brian.
We're gonna take them some more like pasta, some more like pasta. Are you ready for me to draw a name, Lindsay? Are you
Please
ready for me to draw a name?
Big moment.
All right. I accidentally drew two there. I got a name. I have a name. Maybe. Sticky pad's a bad idea, but I did draw a name. All right. I did draw a name. We do have a winner. Roberto Marin. If you can, you have 1 minute to
1 minute, Roberto, starting
identify yourself.
now.
I still have no idea what's in the Hat of Doom. The Hat of Doom. Right here. The Hat of Doom came from the Ball of Doom to the Hat of Doom. Probably next week we have the Cheesy Poof Jug of Doom. So I'm gonna wait. Roberto, no call, no show. You got
1 minute.
45 seconds to go.
Uh-oh.
And then we'll draw another name if he doesn't.
Ryan says he spelled his name wrong.
You spelled my name wrong. Well, Brian, Brian, you just got to come on the show if you want to be part of the show.
Yeah, we're not going to lie about that, Baha.
All right.
Watching Cass fumble a stack of Post-its was worth every second. Yes.
You know what? This is bullshit.
Clock's ticking for Roberto here.
Where you at,
Roberto, you got it. Somebody call Roberto. If you know Roberto, you better let him know. He's going to come in here like a minute 15. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I think
I don't know. I've never seen Roberto Marin before, so
I haven't either.
don't know.
We might be
But congratulations, as long as he gets here in 30 seconds.
on the winning side of things here.
Hey.
Wow.
Cass needs a bucket next time. You know what? I'll get a 5-gallon bucket next week. We'll do a 5-gallon bucket. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to stick all of these names in the bag of mystery so you know everybody that was in here.
Oh,
Right? That's fair. That's fair.
that is fair.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Roberto's
I
my
think
Ellis.
we've
Biggie,
unfortunately the clock has rung out for old Roberto here.
Oh,
All right, we gave him 60 seconds. That was
We
part
gave
of the
him 60
rules.
seconds.
The rules were red. The rules were red. Roberto, sorry, bud.
All right, buddy. Next
All
week.
right, I've got to give it a toss. I got to give another toss. I have a name. We have a
Bring
name.
it on.
Are we ready? I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to open it up to the screen here. Troy Eisenhard.
1 minute, Troy. 59 seconds. 58, 57,
Troy
56.
Eisenhard. I feel like we
Clock's
got a
ticking.
porn name there.
Congratulations, Troy. Maybe you could be the winner tonight. Give us the high sign. Let us know you're here.
Maybe he's got stage fright.
Maybe. Some guys are shy. That's okay.
Yeah. You walk up to the trough, and not
30
all guys
seconds.
are, gonna, Congrats! I would congratulate them until they wave their.
I know, you gotta-
hand. Let's. We maybe like, yeah.
20 seconds. Anthony's still here, though.
Who got picked? Not Brian Stewart. That's
10
who.
seconds.
Brian's gonna wait it out to like 15 seconds ago. He's like, it was me. I'm right
You're all
here.
wrong.
I'm right
2,
here.
1. And
Oh my
sorry.
gosh! Third.
All right, let's
Third time's a charm.
pull the third name.
Got pull-
Sorry, Troy.
Pull the third name. That's 2. That's 2.
Unbelievable.
All right, I have a name. I'm going to open it up. If you don't respond in 15 seconds, I'm throwing all this shit
60
away.
seconds.
Eric T. Eric T.
Eric
I
T.
see Eric T right there. Congratulations to the next name. It's his name.
Clock's ticking, Eric.
There you
Give us
go.
the high
Eric
sign. Let
T.
us know you didn't.
You better
didn't
say
go anywhere
hi.
in the last
I
minute.
see you in the chat. You better say hi now.
There he is. Hey.
Oh,
Third
Eric
time's
T
the
is the
charm.
winner.
Congratulations, Eric.
well
Well done.
Eric T.
I'm Eric.
All right,
Third
Eric.
time's the charm. Now you got to contact Lindsay, and you will receive in your package your name along with the others in my shitty handwriting. So, Eric T, go hit up Lindsay, and we will go from there.
Yeah, just drop me an email, Eric at lindsay@coiltools.com. Give me your contact information with your shipping address, and give us a couple of weeks to get everything finalized, and we'll get all the donated goods coming
Yes.
in. We'll pack it up.
Eric
for you
T,
and send it right out.
you must sub to Diabolical 58, the sponsor of tonight's tool giveaway. Let's say some thank yous while we're here. Let's say thank you to Diabolical 58. Let's say thank you to Kyle motherfucking Jones. And, of course, our host, Lindsay Coyle. Lindsay, thanks for hosting this.
Oh, it's my pleasure. This is a lot of fun, and I'm glad we have a chance to
We
get
are
together.
a 5-gallon bucket next week, folks. 5-gallon bucket next week.
We're going to need it.
Y'all ready?
know.
Oh yeah, we got like 190 names here. Of course we're gonna need a bucket. Next week,
Well, we have 6 minutes to go in the broadcast here. Let's see if we have any burning questions for anyone on the panel or in the chat that we didn't address. if anyone has any last minute questions, please let yourself be known. Ask a question. Oh, Brian, about the scope screw. I had to order some small 1/8" carbide burrs. So I'm going to take that to the screw head, and those should take care of it. It's the next best thing to using
hey,
windmill.
you got to put up in the crawl. You got to put Eric T, big winner. Eric
Okay.
T, big winner.
Where is Eric from, Cass?
I don't know. Eric is my first time with Eric tonight. So Eric, congratulations.
Congratulations, Eric.
You know, hopefully it's from the continental United States. We're going to have to draw another winner. I'm serious. That was in the rules. Big winner, Eric T. Congratulations. California. Damn it. We can't send it to him. He's in California.
Oh.
Kidding, Eric. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I kid because I care.
We can ship it as far as Nevada.
California.
And then
you'll have to go. You'll have to meet him at the border. You want me to smuggle anything in there for you?
We'll throw the bag over the fence.
You want me to send a gallon of gasoline with it? You know what I mean? Like, what is legal in California? You know, like, oh yeah, there's definitely some Prop 65 stuff that's going over there. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep that on the DL. The import tax to California is too high.
Well,
Eric,
Kevin has one question for us still. Kevin asks, how do we deal with repos when a tech refuses? Kyle, what's your experience with that?
When the tech still owes on something, but they refuse to give it back, is that what he's asking?
Yeah, if someone defaults on their account, and you gotta take back some tools. How do you handle repossessions?
Try not to.
Yeah.
Right?
Really.
It's a tricky situation. Hopefully they understand they signed up for something and they didn't fulfill their responsibilities right. And then hopefully it's the easiest, smoothest way just to get the product back and squash the situation.
Yeah, one thing I try to do is unless it takes me by surprise, like you said, you usually know someone's behind, they're not making the payments. You gotta have that conversation with, and the way I usually approach it is say, look, let me take the tools back. I'll hold them for you for 30 days.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pay your balance in 30 days and you'll get the tools back. If not, we're even. Don't worry about it.
Right.
You know, it's a nicer way of soft pedaling. Sometimes, I mean, there are rare occasions you got to go and you got to grab stuff and go, but that's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had to do that twice in 8 years. Usually when it happens, it's more of a, like you said, they know it's not a surprise. Then sometimes they'll try some excuses like, well, I didn't see you the last few weeks. Like, dude, it's been 6 weeks. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So what did I do whenever I got sick? What did I do? I went to you and I go, hey, there's a good chance that I'm gonna try to pay this off now, but there's a really good chance that I may not be around much longer.
Yeah,
and you were like, oh, you were like real polite. You're like, oh man, is your wife gonna be able to make your payments?
But I've had guys who'll go out on surgery, like they know they're gonna be out for a few months, for example. So they'll get caught up on stuff. Or there's one guy in particular, like, man, he says, I don't have the surgery. Can you wait till I get back? Okay, like what choice do I have? Right? I'd rather maintain that relationship. And sure enough, things worked out. But that's not the rule. That's the exception.
Yeah, because I mean, like I thought I was done. I thought that was gonna be my last night, or my last, time. I thought like once I go into surgery, they're gonna find something worse, and that's it. Divided my stuff wisely. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
But I did. I went to all of you guys. Kyle was pretty new on the route, and I had to go tell him like, hey, I got to pay you off. I'm going to be out for 6 weeks because I got to have some, experimental surgery here so hopefully I don't die. And then Lindsay was like, gosh, man, I really feel bad for you. Sorry. Can I go ahead and keep that card on file or?
Yeah, sorry. So can I still get your payments on Fridays?
Right.
But that is, I mean, I've had 2 customers pass away.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult conversation to have. They both owed me money.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one customer had a stroke who owed me money. I'm like, how do you have, right? But the conversation has to be had, and you have to have it with the spouse. And it's, usually is the way I've said it, is like, I have a financial interest in the stuff that your husband purchased from me. So, we can work in a couple of ways. You're welcome to pay on the account, or I can just take the stuff back in, and, and usually anyone who's going through a crisis like that, it's a tough conversation to have, for sure, because you feel like it's all about the money. But
Right.
unfortunately, from my perspective, it's mostly about the money. I mean, yeah, you feel terrible for whatever the guy and his family is going through. But we still, there's still a lot of money on the line here. So, you try to give it some time to sort of ease things down, but eventually have the conversation. And what I have found is the spouses are usually rather relieved if I'm willing to help take care of stuff, or I'll even offer to liquidate stuff for them. With the first one, I sold all the guy's tools in his toolbox for the wife, and she said, take what he owes you out of out of what you get on the sale. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that sounds fair. And I did, and I gave him the rest. But it's not easy, but it happens occasionally. Okay, let's get caught up. Shannon, where are you? Yes, you did say, hold on. Yes, Shannon, I saw it. Thank you very much for the $2 holler. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you. And Brian handles repos by just taking a big hammer to the hand. Or Diabolicals, punch him in the nose. Politely.
That's right.
Everybody understands a punch to the face.
I'm not gonna tell you how I handle when people owe me money, but I'll just say I get paid.
Well, you could have a heck of a career as a
Hey, that
collection guy,
might a side gig. We could put them.
Yeah,
right?
We needed to
they
track.
call me Joey Knuckles. No, I'm not like that. I usually get people, way too long to pay me, but I have had some times where I'm like, cash, grass, or ass. Nobody rides for free. Let's go. But no, I've had to go and like, hey, you got to bring me something today.
Yeah,
gold, guns, something. And they're like, what about a TV? I'm like, I don't want a TV. Bring me something I can sell today. And
that's
usually
usually...
they'll pony up. They're like, oh, I found like the extra money. Like, oh, I just mysteriously found $2,000.
Right.
Like, God, duh.
But that's the way it goes a lot in negotiating collections. And collection agencies do the same thing. Look, you owe $4,000. Pay it today. Well, I don't have it. How much do you have? I can do 2. Fine. We'll do 2 and we'll close the books on it. I mean, a lot of
but
times.
Also, I've done before where people have owed me money, and I just look at it as like I bought my way out of being in a deal or being a associate of theirs. You know what I mean? Like, like it's been like some scumbag that skipped out on paying you $250. You know what? I just bought my freedom from you. I never have to answer the phone from you ever again.
Right.
And when I do, I can always tell you to go and fuck off. I bought my freedom. So if you don't pay me or you drag it out like, oh, I didn't know I owed you that money. You're like, you knew you owed me that. You skipped out on me for weeks. You don't think I didn't realize? Like, come on, don't blame me for stupid. But, I've done that before. But usually if it's over like a certain amount, then I'm like, hey, we need to get this resolved, or you need to bring me something.
Yeah.
Something I can liquidate, your car, stuff, however it is.
So. Yeah, it's never pleasant, but you have to do something of value to make it worth everyone's while. And Bahaha says he's seen a Mako guy show up with a sheriff's deputy. The tech was hiding from the truck for weeks. Yeah, well, it is weird. I've had to do that one time with the Austin police, and they were strangely hands off, because my understanding, based on when I talked to the informational service for the police department, was we will send an officer at your request, because legally I have every right without trespass to enter property and take what is mine if someone owes on it. But it's a civil matter. It's not criminal. So the police don't like to get involved in this thing. So even though their informational service said, yeah, give us a call, we'll send an officer, and I did, the cops got there and said, yeah, we can't go in there with you. This is a civil matter. I'm like, then why did they tell me to call you? They're like, we don't know. So it was weird and difficult. There's not always a neat, clean way out of it. And that's one of the reasons why tool truck pricing is as high as it is because we don't get 100% of the people to pay 100% of the time. So someone's going to have to cover that bad debt. Unfortunately, it's all the good paying customers that have to cover it.
Yeah, so we're getting screwed. Thanks for not paying your bill, jerks. So now you're saying we need to police them? No, but I'll tell you what, like guys in the shop, if I worked with somebody in the past and they were like, you knew they weren't going to like be a good at repaying, I would tell the tool guys like, not on this guy. But usually everybody that I work with usually pays their bills pretty well. So because we don't want that looking bad on the shop, with the tool guys, because tool guys talk and then you use the tool guys to network. So I can tell you that plenty of times. I've used the tool guys to find guys either to come work with us at Lloyd's, or we went and found, I used tool guys to go look for other, jobs or whatever. You use tool guys as like a kind of like a medium sometimes to communicate to other shops, find out other things, get information, soften relationships. If you go in, you need to contact the shop. Sometimes it's harder to call the shop. Go like, hey, Jim, I'm calling you. I'm over here at this shop. I'm calling you to get your thoughts on this. Whereas I can use the tool guy like, hey, Lindsay, you running by Jim's shop later? And he'll be like, yeah. I'm like, can you kind of talk to Jim and soften a relationship into, so I can ask him some questions, or maybe you're asking about somebody else. Like, oh, he worked with Jim, or he worked at Jim's before. Can you give me a reference on this guy? Like, why did this guy leave? Like, oh, he left because his wife, moved out of the country and he went with her, and then they moved back and they just live in a different area, and Jim's shop wasn't as close. Okay, that makes sense. But like, no, this guy's had like 50 jobs in 2 years. You're like, he's a problem. So
I like the fact that as a tool guy, we're more than just tool guys. We're therapists. I mean, we have a lot of information about other shops and other people and other techs. When people are hiring, when shops are hiring, oftentimes they'll ask me, hey, do you know this guy? If they have a candidate for a job. And there's been a couple of times I was able to steer somebody clear of real bad eggs. And it's fun to be kind of that trusted person in the middle. I have a guy who left a shop, went to another shop, then really regretted where he left. So he feels weird about it. And only a few months passed. He said, can you talk to, Matt at the shop and see if I can come back? So I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll talk to him about it. So, a lot of we're more than just a tool guy sometimes. And that's I think a lot of fun. It's very gratifying. Kyle, what have you found with, kind of the extra roles that you've played?
You pretty much nailed it. Therapist is good, but I like to listen. So of course I like it. And it's a good time, but yes, and I'm with you. Yes, finding other people positions and things like that. So because they know whatever area we're in, that we're in the know with most of the shops, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Now, how many times a week do you get asked, hey man, who do you know who's hiring? What shops are looking?
Every week,
right?
Yeah, it's always asked.
And the opposite is true. Like the shop owners will say, hey man, if you know someone looking for a job, send them my way.
Yep.
All the time.
If you know someone dependable, send them my way.
That's put that word in there. That's true. Hard work.
Yeah, because you can't just recommend anybody for anything. When the shop owners or managers ask me, I'm like, well, there's a few guys I can think to ask, but I'm not going to ask everybody. And the same is true for people who say, do you know anyone who's hiring? Well, I do, but you probably don't want to work there because there's a reason they're looking.
Yep.
And so you just got to be judicious about what information you give out.
That's with you on that.
Now, do you do raffles and giveaways, Kyle?
I don't. I mean, things that I'll give stuff away if the toolbox sells and stuff like that, but I haven't got into much raffles. Is that
his deals are so good? It's like winning a prize every time you go on this truck.
Wow.
But
do you do raffles and giveaways, Lindsay?
I ran years back. We did a bunch of them.
Yeah, actually, you do.
Well, besides tonight.
What's
Well,
that?
in the toolbox.
Oh, that.
He
Gee,
said,
I gave away a snap on. Jeez Louise.
You do, and I know who got that. Is he the mechanic?
Yeah. I mean, that's just that we couldn't go to a better guy, too. I was so stoked
Right.
when he won.
I tell you what, if there's a guy in our area in the industry that would give his shirt off the back to anybody, it would be him.
Yeah.
That guy is a solid, top notch guy, and maybe we can get him on one day too.
That would be interesting. I'll see. He's such a busy guy. I'm trying to find something too that. Well, I'm trying to find. My wife cleaned my desk here, so I don't know if I can find it right away. So for folks who may not know, what we're talking about is we did a giveaway last year for a Snap-on bottom box and top box, and there was a whole restoration that my sister and I did on it because it was neglected for a few years. We got the thing in like new working condition to sell it for the wife of a former customer of mine who passed away. And what I decided to do was to have a fundraiser for her. So we raised over $5,100 for her, which was a terrific fundraiser. And someone in a drawing won the toolbox, and was the owner of a shop in Dripping Springs called Dripping Diesel. And a terrific guy named Ryan Wengert won it. So he uses it as a shop box. So all the techs in there get a chance to use it, and they store stuff in it. But and as if all that wasn't gratifying enough, I got a note from the wife of the deceased who could not have been more grateful. And she asked me to extend her gratitude to everybody. I'm going to do a video on this. But what she said in the note was that in order to give her husband the resting place that he deserved, she did not know how she was going to get the money to buy the headstone until I gave her the check for the fundraiser, and that paid for the headstone for her husband's grave. So it was incredibly gratifying that we could all actually help in a very real way. And it was just one of the better experiences, I've ever had, being able to help somebody like that. And and I owe it all to you folks and the people who were involved in the whole fundraiser, and the people who encouraged us or bought tickets or whatever it was you did to help. The support meant everything, and it was huge. And that's a position you never expect to find yourself in, because it's easy to think of yourself as just a tool guy, but you can be a lot more, if given the opportunity. And we had one there, and we jumped all over. So it was very gratifying. I won't say it was fun, but it was very rewarding in a lot of ways.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. Anyone have anything else that they'd like to get asked as a question? I'm just looking through the chat right now to see if anyone's got any new questions or anything that they'd like addressed. Looks like we're caught up in the chat. Kyle, anything else that you might have?
I just want to say I had a good time. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
No, it's a pleasure to have you on. We'll have to do it again. And it's good to get you in here and have you meet the people in the chat and see some of the viewers that watch the videos every week. And it's good to have you part of the community. So thank you very much for coming on.
You got it. You're very welcome.
Yep.
Cass, how about yourself?
Man, I really appreciate Kyle for coming on. Kyle, it's so cool to get you on here, and it's great to have both of you guys, because y'all both work in the same area, and so it just shows that it's not a big competition out and where we are. It's all about helping people out, and
right.
Like you guys, work with each other. It's not just this big rivalry. Everybody, like I said, all our tool guys are really chill guys. They're really cool, and they're not about all about themselves. They're about helping everybody out, and they get along great with all the other tool guys in the area, which makes it awesome. So stuff like this can happen. So Kyle, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. You helped me out because but also I'm glad that you're the second guest on the show. But But no, it was good. I really appreciate you coming on, and I hopefully we can get this tool truck tour done here pretty soon, and we can have you on Lindsay's again at some
Yep.
point.
No,
And we can network with some other. You did the tool truck tool truck show, didn't you, Lindsay, with all the tool guys?
Yes. Yeah, that was the one that Jude had. Right?
Yep. Or Jude did it. So, but no, we'll definitely bring you in so you can network with some other tool guys. We have Snap-on guys from California and Matco guys from Wisconsin and brick and mortar tool building guys from New Jersey. So, it's a unique group of people. So, but anyways, Kyle, thank you for coming on. Look forward to doing the tool truck video. Yeah. And then Lindsay, thanks for letting this happen.
No, I'm grateful for all the legwork that you're doing, Cass, and
I give you all the hard stuff. I just get to sit up here and talk. People, like I can do this for days.
No, this thing was your brainchild, and I'm very glad that you brought it up, and it's fun to do and get together with everybody every week. So thank you very much, and to everyone who was in the chat, much gratitude to everyone who participated. Congratulations to Eric T, who won the prize this week. Please tune in next Friday, 9:00 Central Time, where we do this again. And we're doing it all through the month of June. So for the next 3 Fridays after tonight, everyone will have a chance to win who has not already won. But please, we'd still like to see you back in the chat. It's always a good, lively conversation. And we'll have more guests on the panel next week. People that you may or may not have met yet. Depends on who we have. Who do we have lined up for next week, Cass? Is it?
That's a surprise.
Oh, it's a surprise, which probably means it hasn't.
Surprise.
I know we have enough guys lined. We have enough guys in the pipeline. Just don't know where the schedule is falling yet. So, next week we'll meet someone new, and we'll do this all again. So until then, thank you all very much. Have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you next Friday.